Hey everyone! I thought we could do restorative from a cozy place like the bed today. So if you feel inclined to join me here, pick up your gear, your laptop or your phone, whatever you're using to listen and watch on, and head into your bed or to your couch or just something that's super soft and cozy. If you prefer not to do that, completely fine. You can stay on your mat where you are. Just be sure, as always, you have loads of blankets, maybe even a blanket over your mat and your pillows to create that really soft, cozy space for your practice today. I am started out in a seated position called Virasana or Hero's Pose. And this is like an extreme way to extend the knee joint, right? So it's like extremely extended or flexed if you're talking about the back of the knee. So what I have in between my ankles to support my hips is a floppy, cushiony pillow. You can make this with a pillow from your bed. You can fold up a blanket and stuff it between the ankles. You can use a block. You don't have to have this exact pillow, is all I'm saying, to support your sit bones. But do see if you can find that comfortable seat. So again, I'm taking that cushiony thingy, squishing it between my ankles so the tops of my feet are on my bed cushions. Shins are down, knees are in flexion or extension, and I'm sitting nice and tall. So I'm going to shift my shoulders back over my hips, my ears over my shoulders, take my hands. This is really up to you, but I'll offer you the palms facing the floor on the thighs. If you are in need of some grounding, some feeling like, okay, solid and stable sensation, or if you're feeling like I need to receive energy, I need to receive a sense of openness, whatever it is you need to receive, palms facing the ceiling. Just a little energetic intention setting with the hands. Whatever that is for you, place your hands. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes, close your eyes. Start to settle into your seat. Start to settle into your breath. So on the inhalation, see if you can find a little bit more expansion across the rib cage. See if you can take that breath lateral from the right to the left side of your rib cage. And then on the exhale, just let everything kind of come back into the midline. It's almost like your rib cage is an accordion that you're pulling apart and then you're pressing back together on the rhythm of your breath. Continue to relax your shoulders, let your elbows soften. Notice how your head, your neck, and everything is feeling today in the body, in the physical body. We'll take about 3 breaths here. Really full, expansive, lateral breath, that accordion-like breath. And then bow the chin into the chest. Take a moment to breathe into the back of the neck. Notice how that feels. So we'll be here for just a little bit longer. You can blink the eyes open. You can take in the space around you, noticing the colors and the shapes in the room. And we'll just start off with a little bit of a mild back bend. So we'll take our fingertips just behind us right? And plant your fingertips on the floor or the bed, wherever you are. Straighten out through your arms, start to lift the chest up. And this next part is up to you. You can either lean your head back or you can keep the chin kind of tucking into the chest. But all you're doing is just pressing your heart forward, spreading it across your collarbones, the fronts of your shoulders, pressing your fingertips down, lengthening out through your arms. Breathing in here, breathing out. 2 more breaths like this. And then come back up through center. You start to feel the shoulders over your hips again. Take a really gentle seated twist, and then we'll head into our more still longer holds. So we'll start by just twisting off to the right. You don't have to change your legs unless your feet or your knees need to adjust, but if you're comfortable as you are, just take your right hand behind you like a little kickstand. Left hand, just kind of grip the outer right thigh. Same kind of idea, pull the chest up as you turn the gaze over the right. And a little bit, or just less about how far you twist and more about the length of your spine. How does this feel in the body? 3 breaths here. You get that sense of breathing into your ribs, that accordion sense of the breath, lateral breath. Last full inhale. Full exhale. Start to unwind back through center. 1 full breath through center. Just pause, let your spine unwind. And then left fingertips are going to come behind us like a little kickstand, right hand outside of the left thigh. Pulling the chest off to the side. See if you can find that nice tall spine. Breathing in, breathing out. So keep that length of the spine. We're not so concerned with how far we're twisting or even how far back the chin goes. Take that expansive accordion-like breath across the back ribs for 3, for 2, for 1. Start to unwind, come back through center. Take a moment here again, neutral spine, breathe in. Breathe out. Good. So now, if you're still in Virasana or Hero's Pose, we'll take our feet out from underneath us. You can still remain seated on whatever you're sitting on, like if you need some extra height underneath your bed, especially if you are on the bed, because the thing that I love about it is it's soft and forgiving, but if it causes the upper back to round and discomfort in the spine, just add a little extra height. So we'll set up for a seated forward fold butterfly. Soles of the feet come together, knees get to relax out to the sides. And the great thing about being on the bed, for me at least, is I have all these pillows that I can use underneath my knees. I can take pillows underneath my chest. And when I'm ready to come into this forward fold, I've got all that lovely support. Okay, so if that forward fold is not going to happen, feel free to just sit upright. You can hug a pillow to your chest. Let your chin draw into your chest. Let your shoulders relax. Just find your own way to sit either more upright or maybe a little bit more of a fold. And the fold will happen over time, so you don't need to force it. Your body will let you know when it's ready. We'll be here for about 3 minutes. We'll set us a timer. keep finding that breath that moves lateral across the back body. And as you start to release, relax the muscles and notice if the body, and this is something that you notice, right? Not something that you force. The body might start to forward fold just a little bit more with time, not by force. In your forward fold, if that's where you are, it might feel nice to kind of roll the head right to left and sway the upper body side to side. Sometimes that feels really good, especially if my neck and my shoulders are stiff. Adding just a tiny bit of movement. Keep coming back to your breath. I'll take one more full breath cycle here. So if you're deep in your forward fold, really take your time, pressing into your hands, keep the chin curled into your chest, and slowly roll the shoulders until they stack over the hips, and then you can start to lengthen out through the spine. Crown of the head grows tall. Deep breath in, deep breath out. All right, so we'll move in a different direction now. We'll move more towards heart opening and back bending for just a little bit to counteract that forward fold. So you can do this a couple of different ways. This will be a short hold. We'll be here for about a minute. So I'll give you a couple of different options. One, Sphinx. So in our Sphinx pose on our bed, right, the belly gets to sink down a little bit lower. The only tendency here is for to kind of turtle into the shell of your shoulders. So see if you can counteract that by pressing into your shoulders and keeping a long neck, or you can let the chin draw in towards the chest. Okay, so that's one option. Another option will be to press into your hands, and you could kind of like makeshift, this is more like an upward facing dog pose if you're familiar with a vinyasa class. Now in this shape, your knees and your thighs get to rest on the bed, so there's a lot less stress on the spine than if you were to be taking this on your mat. So if you are on the mat and you're wanting to take that upward facing dog, take a pillow or a cushion under the thighs so that your thighs have support. They're not holding all the weight of the back body. So just 1 minute here. Keep relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. And keep deepening the breath. We have 5 breath cycles, nice and slow and steady. Close your eyes if you like. Last 4. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. So if you're in Sphinx, start to bring your palms underneath your shoulders. If you're in this upward facing dog supported pose, press into your hands. We'll meet in a brief tabletop. In your tabletop, a few rounds of cat and cow. Just articulating the spine up and down, rounding the chin into the chest, and then pulling the heart forward. And then we'll come back to child's pose for a few moments. Another way to prop your body in child's pose is to gather those pillows underneath the chest and the belly so that your child's pose is just a little bit more supported. You can stretch your arms forward if you like. You could also make a little pillow with the backs of the hands to rest the forehead on. And start to settle in here. Again, just about 1 minute in your child's pose. Start to press your way up and out of that shape. We'll come again to a seat and we'll set up similar to when we took butterfly forward folding. Now we'll take it coming onto our back. So you can set the soles of your feet together, let your knees come out wide to the sides, and then your choice whether you want to just lie right down on your back here or create that little yoga recliner. Maybe you place some pillows underneath the length of the spine and the back of the head. That might feel nice. I'll turn up a little bit to the side so you can see how I'm doing that. All right, so soles of the feet together, knees out wide, propping the outer edges of the knees appropriately for your body. Maybe you spread your arms out wide. Just allow the collarbone to broaden, the chest to open. If the elbows are kind of floating in space, see if you can also take blankets or pillows underneath them. Let the elbows soften into whatever is underneath your body. I'll be here for 3 minutes. Let your eyes close, let your jaw soften. Deepen the breath. And if it's helpful for that idea of breathing laterally across the ribs today, you could take your hands to the ribs themselves. So you can actually feel that sense of the ribs broadening and contracting with the breath. few more breath cycles here. All right, so we'll slowly make our way out of this shape. You can use the hands to help the knees come back together. Being surrounded by my kitties, they all want to do yoga. I don't know if you guys knew, but I have two. There's usually only one in the video. For those of you cat fans out there, sidebar. Anyways, so our next and our last shape most likely will be either taking your legs up the wall or, in my case, legs up the headboard. Also, you can create, if you're doing this on your mat and you have a chair or stool, you can just drape the legs over the back of the chair or stool. Or you could like pile all these blankets high and just let the calves rest there, which I think that's what I'm going to do today because they're stacked so nice and tall. So we'll get the sits bones as close to, your wall or your pillows, whatever it is that you're using, and send the legs on top of that. You could always support the back of the head with an extra folded blanket, especially if you're on the floor. You want to give yourself a little extra padding. Just a really nice way to end class and just take a break throughout the day. Feet above the head, knees above the heart, starting to help that blood flow and perspective reverse. Anything you want to do with your hands. I'm going to opt to place one hand on my heart and one hand on my belly. You're welcome to join me. Starting to close the eyes, settling in here. So today, I'll invite you to stay in this shape for Shavasana. But I will let you know when we're 3 minutes in if you'd like to come out of this shape and take a traditional Shavasana or move into a seated meditation. That's always an option too. So I'll just let you know once 3 minutes have passed. Wherever you are right now, though, do release the shoulders away from the ears, slightly tilt the chin towards the chest. Continue with that expansive breath across the rib cage. Really fill up. If you have your legs up the wall and they start to go numb or feel tingly, this is normal when you're first starting a practice like this. You can always bend your knees into your chest and let that feeling come back eventually. Re-extending your legs when and if you're ready. So we have about 2 minutes left of our practice. If you prefer a more traditional Shavasana or a seated meditation, now would be the time to transition. Do so efficiently so that you can settle back into stillness. So whether you're just mentally transitioning into Shavasana or your meditation, or you're physically moving into that space, let's take a collective breath in together through the nose. Breath out through the mouth. The jaw release and soften. Let the eyes sink heavy into their sockets. Let the flesh around the eyes, all the muscles of the face, relax. If you have more time to spare in your day and you've come to a place of peace, feel free to just stay as long as you like wherever you are. You need to move on. Slowly bring some movement into your fingertips and your toes. You might move your head side to side. You're ready for more, stretching your arms long overhead, breathing in. And on an exhale, you can bend the knees and roll off to a side, fetal position. Pressing into your hands and rising up to a brief seat. We'll close our class together here. Sitting tall, shoulders relaxed, eyes closed, hands joined together at the heart. Breathe in. Breathing out into the chest. Honoring your practice, your effort. May we use the fruits of this practice to serve our highest good. Share it with those around us that we love or who could use healing. Together, we send love and healing to all sentient beings around the world that may be suffering. May they be happy. May they be free. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend.